It's the 5x3's top 5 hair metal songs. Will this song make one of our top 5s?
She's my terrifier.
Will this song make one of our top 5s? And do you think this artist even qualifies as hair metal? Let the debates begin on this episode of the 5x3. Hey, welcome to the 5x3. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Glenn.
I'm Dave.
And today's episode of 5x3, we probably should have gone up the street, actually, guys, to Sunset Strip and broadcast live from there, because today's episode is top 5 hair metal songs. We're going to go through our top 5s, our personal top 5s. These are we're not saying these are the best. We're saying these are our personal top 5 favorites. That's what today is about. That's what all our top 5s are about here.
For this list, I do have some requirements. There's 3 requirements. Hair.
Then this is for you. This is
for me.
Oh, okay. And this is for Dave. This is Dave's requirement.
This is me.
Okay.
There's three requirements and then an extra one. They had to have the hair.
That would be 4.
Yes,
4 requirements.
Sure. They had to have the hair.
Is it 3 and an asterisk?
He doesn't want it to be 4. But
Well, you'll see. You'll see what happens.
3B?
okay.
Is there a
3B?
3B?
So 3 and an extra. Okay.
And an extra.
Right.
So all the members in the band had to have the hair. They had to have it.
Wait, hold on. One is the 4th optional?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for me. It's an little extra thing for me.
Okay.
Okay, so hair. Everyone had to have the hair. Flair. They had to have a little style. All right.
Hair and
they had to
flair.
have.
Are you, don't you dare rhyme the next one.
I'm going to. And they had to have the stare, which is the promo shot where they are all the tough guy stare into the camera. That's because they all had it, at least on my list.
Wow.
And the extra,
Yeah. Wow. This is okay.
the extra one is they had to for the song to qualify, they had to have a music video where they were performing, at least for some of it. They had to perform in the music video. So those are my those are my requirements.
No sound requirements.
No. No.
What? The music video thing, you lost me. Hey, what do you say? We let's dig in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you guys fight over who's first. I'm not even going to say.
I want Dave to go first.
Oh,
Jesus.
all right.
Okay,
nice.
here we go. So, okay, my number 5, this band, or at least historically, before this point, I would not call hair metal. But when this album came out and the lineup that was presented to the world, I think is hair metal. And I love this song. This is Still the Night by Whitesnake, 1987. The reason I say the lineup they presented was the lineup that people think
100%.
of is not the lineup that's on the album. Not even close.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you look at that video and you see Tommy Aldridge and Rudy Sarzo and Vivian Campbell and Adrian Vandenberg and David Coverdale and that song, that has to be in my top 5. I mean, it's
That is hair metal.
That is hair metal. And
we could put that on the cover, the thumbnail, I suppose.
And before I go on, a huge shout out to John Sykes, who was the writer of the song with Coverdale. That album would not have been what it was without John Sykes.
Yeah.
But that song was kind of like a line in the sand, I think, of like where I think there was a time before that and a time after that, because after that it seemed like it became, it went too far. And I think this was the thing that started it. I don't know.
I would agree. It's kind of set things up to go too far.
Yeah,
It set things up
Even
for
though
excess.
the song that riff is super heavy. It's like
Super heavy.
It's bluesy but heavy.
My God, and the solo, the eruption of that solo.
the breakdown section is like so cool. Coverdale at his best, you know. So yeah, in terms of like when I think hair metal, because it was just metal enough, and also they all had the hair.
Yeah,
So-
I think that song's pretty hard. I don't think that Here I Go Again is pop metal, but
Yeah, that's why it's not on the list.
No.
That's not why it's not on the list. And it's Still of the Night is the song that took me into that.
all the different sections and the contrast and the stop and go and the dynamics of it. It was a very different track, I think.
Yeah.
Still of the Night was it stood out as a very different. I thought it was very daring of them to do that track because it was not a straight ahead rocker.
No way. Not with a breakdown like that.
No.
Who puts a breakdown like that in a freaking single?
Like, can you imagine the A&R, the record label people when they first, you're doing what?
Yeah, we're cutting all this out. What are you talking
that's
about?
the thing,
It's probably a radio edit, right?
I don't know if they
Sure.
I don't know if the record company knew like that it was going to break out like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, probably not. I mean,
No.
Because if they had, they would have made edits.
One last try here.
Right. Also, I did in the research. I read that Coverdale was at his mom's house and found an old box of cassettes or something, and when he was working with Richie Blackmore, and found this riff. He says it's not close enough for Richie to sue him, but that's where it came from. So
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah. I'd like to just mention Ainsley Dunbar on the drums on the recording.
The whole band, and who was Neil Murray? Was it Neil Murray?
Yeah,
on bass.
Yeah.
Great lineup for the album. They just, I guess, decided that they needed something a little more for the tour.
It's a whole nother discussion talking about the production of that album. I like the character of it. I think it has charm and character, but
for the time,
I have these moments of going, man, listen to that hot mess.
Oh, it was.
There
were some disasters in there. Didn't they kind of fix it?
It's giant. It worked. Honestly, the remixes, I can't.
I did some research into the remix of that album, and that rubs me the wrong way.
There's a few versions out there. There's a few different versions. Yeah.
You'd rather take the original.
I'll take the charm and the character of the original.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was right in that. Everyone was kind of getting digital wrong right then. And after that record, it changed and everyone kind of started getting it right.
Yeah.
Like something happened and it was just like they were in the wrong place at the wrong time as sonically with the digital thing. I don't know how much of that they did digitally, but
I can't remember.
I don't know, but it was the start of it. And
I always wanted the guitar solo to be louder.
And the whole album, on the whole album, the guitar solos.
Yeah, but particularly on that song when it's, I mean, it is kind of part of what's cool about it, like emerging from the bowels of hell or something. Like, you know, it's just kind of coming to the surface, but it never quite freaking. I don't know.
It's part of the soup.
Man, all right, I do love that album.
Dave's number 5, White Snake, Still of the Night. Nice way to start things off, Dave. Glenn, how are you going to follow that up?
My number 5 is In God We Trust by Stryper.
I knew a Stryper was going to make his list. Did you, Dave? I just felt it in my bones.
Okay, so let me flip the album around.
Yeah,
let's take a good look.
Peak. And can we just preface this with Glenn is the least religious person anyone's ever met in their life.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to bring that up.
Sorry.
No. That's I'm.
It's just
there's no way I could avoid talking about that. No one would ever classify me as a religious man, but it never bothered me. It never bothered me with Stryper. I feel so strongly about the quality of what they're doing that they could have been singing about anything and I just wouldn't really have cared.
And which one was that of theirs? In the release, was it their first, second, or third release?
Well, so it's 1988. So we got 1, 2, 3. This is their fourth. I think Stryper is kind of quintessential hair metal. A lot of their material could be considered pop metal, but they could get freaking heavy. They could do full blown metal. Like,
Oh yeah.
hair metal aside, it's just heavy metal, right?
Yeah.
But they did always package it into a very intelligently constructed pop song, even when they got heavy. But obviously, I mean, the look, they kind of wrote the book on it, and they got started earlier in the 80s, and I think inspired quite a few on the Sunset Strip. And this tune is just relentless. The drums are incredible. The vocal performance is insane. It's kind of like it's like a statement piece of just freaking leaving the competition in the dust as far as musicianship. I gravitate towards the higher voices, as you might see.
Yeah, he could get up there as high as any of them.
But clean. But like he was
So
never
clean.
He never. I never felt like he was stressed about it. Like,
Yeah,
he was always right there.
It felt effortless for sure.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and an incredible guitar player. Both of them, Oz Fox and Michael Sweet, dueling guitars. The solos are crazy on this tune. And we saw them on this tour. On the In God We Trust tour. Hurricane was opening at the Worcester Centrum. I still think about that concert to this day. It's honestly one of the best concerts I've ever seen. The way they pulled this shit off live was bananas, and it was so freaking loud. Sadly, I think the Centrum was probably half full.
I was just about to say, still to this day, the loudest show I've ever been to.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was pounding. Yeah.
I was like, what just happened? But it sounded great.
But it was exciting. It was exciting. I just love this tune. I think it's kind of a blueprint for hair metal without I mean, obviously totally different message. It's not about girls. It's not about partying and whatnot. Okay, this is really cool, and I had no idea until today, actually. So it was produced by Stryper and a gentleman named Michael Lloyd. He was the music supervisor on Dirty Dancing and produced I've Had the Time of My Life.
Oh wow! And In God We Trust.
All right,
Stryper.
Stryper.
In God We Trust.
In God We Trust.
Love it.
Yet, Dave, it did not convert Glen. So, Stryper, you still have work to do.
Somehow,
Glen's still a heathen.
Did not run down to the local church and sign up.
Not yet. Not yet. There's still time for him.
There's still time.
All right. Well, I guess it's to me, guys.
Yeah,
And,
number five.
Number 5. Okay, so I was saying today I got to look up this Michael Wagner guy and see an interview with him. And I'm just fascinated by his resume of Metallica, Dokken, Motley Crue, Megadeth, Overkill, Ozzy, Extreme. This guy was a machine. He also produced my number 5, which was released in January of 1989 on Atlantic Records. This is Youth Gone Wild by Skid Row. And for me, this song, wow. When I revisited all these on my top 5, I went back, listened to a lot of music over the last few weeks, and this one resides at or near the top of the 80s Sonic Rock Summit. It's can you come out of the gates harder and punchier than the intro of this song?
I mean, this was a turning point in the genre. It literally was.
Melch the first note. There's no, let's do a little something and then no. Let's be 100 and let's be a 300 mile an hour bullet train and start the song out at that speed and that force and I kept listening just to the beginning of the song over and over and over again, thinking, and I always. Oh, yeah, the riff and just the drums, everything about it. There's bass, guys, in this 80s hair metal song. Like nice, wonderful, glorious bass that you can hear that's playing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And The drums are punchy as you. I mean, they're just, I don't know if you guys, but think the same. But
Yeah,
anyway.
no, I think it's one of Wagner's better productions. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so well. I'll get through this and then we can all discuss. I'll just run through my notes real quick. But are these the best gang vocals possibly ever? Recorded? Are they possibly better than Mutt Lange's Def Leppard records? Do I dare say?
Meaner. They're
different. Yeah, they're different.
And
Teeth.
those gang vocals.
Yeah.
With Sebastian's lead vocals, just make it's
the energy. This thing is like a crazy psychotic Jack in the Box. You just hit play and it just pops out and it's
relentless.
It's just madness. It from the get-go, but it's so clean. It has everything I love. I love the polish. I love polish on stuff. I don't need it all dirty and gritty. This has the teeth with the guitars. They're
polished
clean
with teeth.
They're razors. Those guitars could cut through anything. The lyrics are great. This is post Gordon Gekko Wall Street, so greed and the self-interest had set into the national consciousness. And, Wall Street came out in 1987. So that's when there was a big shift towards greed and everyone thinking about themselves. And this was like, to me, Welcome to the Jungle with a good singer. This was, someone who didn't, make me go, but
yeah.
So, and I do want to, lastly, I just want to say that for a guy who made a lot of mistakes early on, he did some really stupid stuff, said a lot of stupid stuff. This guy has been on the contrition tour for a long time, apologizing for a good 20 years now, and seems very, very sincere about it. He's worked with a lot of charities. He's done a lot of really good things. He's certainly made an effort to do right. And he made some couple bad mistakes.
But this is about youth gone wild, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
exactly. It's about
I mean that about being a turning point for hair metal, because we're kind of the more of a street, more denim, more
That's what I was
It took a turn. And they added some aggression to it.
Yeah, I think it was actually coming out of New Jersey, right? It's from New Jersey. So coming up from the East Coast, they had a totally different vibe to them. And I mean, they fit in all the kind of categories, but they were a little meaner, a little darker. That record sounds great.
It sounded, it had an element of danger to it. It actually had an element of punk to it, too.
Like I said earlier, the Whitesnake thing, where things started to get kind of out of control in the hair metal thing, where it was kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah,
they actually started to kick it back the other way. I think, and maybe
they entered. Yeah,
they were the beginning, maybe like a little bit of a precursor to like Nirvana and the grunge thing too, because they were a little grungy and a little heavy, a little down dirty,
It had elements of punk to it. I mean, that song, you give that song to Fugazi or something, and you look at Waiting Room, by Fugazi, where they have gang vocals in that. It has elements of that. It has elements of some of the cool elements of punk. It has attitude, the spirit,
They still had they still had guitar solos. They still had guitar solos and Sebastian Bach singing high, and he was one of the best at that.
And again, not a party song, not a girl song, like a Fair of the Heart song. It was like they were singing about, Wall Street and singing about the disenfranchised. So I thought it was really cool. All right, so we're swinging it over to Dave for number 4.
My number 4, we're going a little opposite to Skid Row. The guy that put together this band was a Kiss guitar player, and he came out and did his own band. And I love this song. It could have been in my artist with only one song you love. This song is That Time of Year by Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
It's that time of year. So follow that midnight sun.
Wow.
This song,
You and Vinnie Vincent Invasion
yes,
in your top 5.
This song, this song amps me up so much. I love this song.
It's freaking incredible, Dave.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
It's on the All
Wow.
Systems Go record from 1988. Produced by Vinnie Vincent and Dana Strum. Dana Strum, kind of an unsung hero here. Great riff in D minor, the saddest of all keys. It's a great chorus hook. The vocal performance by Mark Slaughter is one of the best you'll ever hear. It's he sings high, but it's full of emotion. He goes for it like no one else on this record. Background vocals by Jeff Scott Soto from Yngwie Malmsteen.
Can't go wrong there.
Yeah. It's just everything about it. It's got a great hook. It's cool. It's fun. It's got a great tempo. I love the song. I'm a non-apologizing Vinnie Vincent Invasion fan of this song. I love it.
No apologies needed. I mean, this tune, he freaking knocked it out of the park with this tune.
I honestly don't even know any other song. I don't care because this is the only song I care about.
There's a Photograph-esque drum fill.
Yes. I heard that the other day. I said, "Oh my God!" He did the.
He did it.
Yeah.
Bobby Rock.
Glenn, correct me
He
if I'm
did
wrong.
the photograph.
He did the photograph fill.
The photo
Going
the
into the
photo
second
fill
verse, I believe. Going into the second verse.
Yes, it's so awesome.
Just the same thing.
in this song that you picked.
Yeah. And
I'm embarrassed. Because I don't even know. I haven't listened to Vinnie Vincent Invasion since when it came out. I remember I listened to it when it came out.
You might have been put off by the first album because this album is much better than the first, in my opinion, much better than the first album.
Okay.
I'm pointing down here because
there it is.
Guys,
he's got it.
There it is.
It is also my number 4.
This is your number 4 as well?
Of year?
Yes, that time of year is my number 4.
You guys have matching twins.
Matching we did not talk about
matching
this.
number
We did not talk about
this. Has never happened.
Oh
no,
my
we
God.
don't
Thank God it
discuss.
went first.
Just so everyone. So just so everyone knows, we don't say this probably enough. We don't share our answers. We don't know what we're going to do. So sometimes, and I have a feeling we might have some.
It just goes to show how amazing this song is and how it so far exceeds everything else that he ever did.
Yeah.
It's like
I want to rock out to it right now.
It does. I mean, he did some great stuff with Kiss.
Yes, yeah.
He co-wrote "Lick It Up" and "I Love It Loud." You know,
right? Yeah.
So, but let's go the flare and the stare and
Oh, there you go. There it is.
Let's
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the flare and the stare.
The
here.
hair, the flare, and the stare.
That is hair metal right there.
All of them.
Wow, look at those little booties. Look at the booties.
Yeah.
These are booties.
Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a great article about Bobby Rock and him recording that first record?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there's this great article,
lots of info
in an interview with him about the drummer, about him recording the first record with this band, and it's fascinating. It is fascinating to read it. Yeah.
About Vinny.
About his experience of recording the record with Vinny and Dana Strum.
Bobby Rock's experience. He wrote a book.
But it's fascinating. And Dana Strum, I think, is like I said, kind of an unsung hero of this era. Like he was in it. Like he knew everybody. He played on records. He was a kind of like he was a good bass player. Like he was kind of in this world in a great way.
Good producer, smart dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bobby Rock is a great drummer.
Yeah.
You guys remember Nitro at all?
Nitro, yes.
I know the name.
Yes, I do remember Nitro.
He was in Nitro. He played with the Nelson brothers. He was the drummer in Nelson.
Yeah. Yep.
I was very inspired by this man. I approached him. I did one of my cold
emails.
The beauty of Glen.
Cold call.
God damn.
It was NAMM 1991. Hot off of Nelson.
You did a slow approach.
And I approached Bobby Rock and asked him for some tips on double kick drumming.
So did you kind of creep over there to him, or did you kind of like slowly, one thing at a time, kind of give it a look, then go look like maybe 8 foot closer, then little? How do you do this at NAMM? What's the technique?
You got to find your moment.
Yeah.
You just got to find your moment. I found a perfect moment with him, and he was a perfect gentleman, super nice, and he gave me some tips. And the tip was for double kick endurance. He said, put some some ankle sandbags on. They're ankle weights.
You practice.
They're like he's like, get these ankle weights. I forget how many pounds. He goes, put those around your ankles and just sit on a chair, man, and freaking just back and forth with the weights on your ankles. Just do that, however often today. And man, let me tell you, I did it. There's actually a photo of me in my parents' backyard sitting on a lawn chair with ankle weights, doing my double kick exercises.
Are you doing this? Or are you doing this? Like up and down?
I'm doing this.
You're doing up and down.
Heel up, Jim. Heel up.
Heel up.
Yeah, Glen.
I know.
We're not. We could say that.
There's those guys that like they keep the heel down and they just use the.
That's a heel down. No,
I don't know how you would do that. You got really strong shins.
Yeah,
I never understood that. The keeping the heel down. I don't know how anybody does that.
So the greatest part about this is cut to years later. Marty O'Brien is playing bass and lead a forward with Bobby Rock on drums.
No way.
I told Marty, I said, dude, please tell Bobby Rock how wonderful he was at NAMM in 1991 and how I followed his advice. It was great. He told him. It was great.
Oh, awesome. Full circle moment.
Yeah.
I'm sure he loved hearing that too.
Yeah.
It's always nice to hear, 20, whatever, 10, 15, 20 years later that you were nice at some point.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, I did a really nice thing.
Shocking.
Oh, I'm glad. Thanks. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So, Dave, that's great. We don't even need to talk about it.
Do you have anything else that I didn't cover?
Not really. I mean, just not really.
Nice guys. Matching fours.
We
had a pair of fours.
That's a new one.
Right.
It's better when they're back to back, because then it just goes together.
A seamless transition.
It's rough when it's like a number 1 and a number 5 or something,
Yeah.
And I'm a little worried about my number 4 that is going to be on someone else's list. Okay, this one I went down a rabbit hole on, and so I am going to rapid fire through this. I'm actually going to read some of this because I had to I took a bunch of notes, and there was so much fun stuff going on with this that it requires just me barreling through it. All right. So my number 4 is "Runaway" by Bon Jovi. No,
you're safe.
You're safe.
Safe. All right.
Safe.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
for a few reasons.
I do have a comment about Bon Jovi in general. But go ahead, give it to us.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. When we open up for discussion after the rapid fire, we'll discuss Bon Jovi.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, all right. Okay. So, my number 4 is Bon Jovi, recorded in "Runaway," recorded in 1982, released in 1984 on Mercury Records. Is there a more urgent and recognizable keyboard intro?
No.
I couldn't think of one. I couldn't find one.
They wrote the book on keyboard intros.
Urgent keyboard intros, Glenn.
So great melodies, amazing guitar parts, epic guitar solo, bass keeps things simple, keeps track driving, just kind of pedals. The drums sound like a guy who's having an absolute blast playing on the hardest song he's ever played on before, because it was, and we'll talk about that drummer in a second. The BVs show up in all the right places. Nothing is overdone. The space is right. They had to get it done quick. He was, and we'll get into why. John was 19 at the time and had no band. He, of course, lived in New Jersey and would take the Greyhound bus to New York's Power Station Studios, owned by his cousin, Tony Bon Jovi, and worked as a runner, as Dave did, right? Or did you actually start as an assistant and then moved up
I was a runner.
to the ranks
I was a full-blown runner.
Big chief guy that you are now. Full-blown runner. Yes.
Full-blown runner. Yeah.
Full-blown runner.
Which
So,
back in those days,
It was not easy.
you got to start out.
there's a lot
somewhere.
asked of you.
It's a gopher. It's a
different
janitor.
now.
It's a lot of things. But
A
then
lot to tolerate.
you didn't do that for very long, though, did you, Dave? You were an assistant pretty quick after that, and ended up working with David Coverdale, I think, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did work with David
Yeah.
Coverdale. I was a runner for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Yeah.
Okay,
Year and a
well,
half,
you
I'd say.
earned your stripes.
Yeah.
Okay, so John Bon Jovi did the same thing as you, Dave. And Eldo Nova was there mixing what would become his multi-platinum debut album Fantasy, which was I believe is a fantastic record. I love that record. I think it's underrated, even though it sold, a couple million copies. I still think it's underrated. So these guys were buddies. They were friends. They must have been really good friends, because the Aldo influence with Bon Jovi would continue, and I don't ever hear this talked about, and I have to mention it here, because if you listen to Monkey on Your Back from Aldo Nova's 1983 album Subject, the song is about two kids in the city, Timmy and Sally, and their life struggles. And then
Sounds familiar.
2-3 years later, Bon Jovi would introduce us to Tommy and Gina and their life struggles, setting us a very similar, slightly faster groove.
There's couples everywhere. It's just so cool.
Yeah. And people use TalkBox on everything. Wow. Yeah, people use TalkBox on everything and talk about
Everything.
Tommy and Gina or Timmy and Sally. So anyway, they use the TalkBox. They use the TalkBox. It's striking. Anyway, so back to the studio. The band was put together. It was Tim Pierce. It was Roy Bittan. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, from the Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. He played those keyboards. The keyboard intro was played on the Memory Moog synthesizer. Bass, interesting, on the demo was Hugh McDonald, who would eventually replace Alex John Such in 1994.
Yeah.
John would call him back, so some loyalty there.
Finally allowing that guy to be in the pictures.
And then lastly, I mentioned the drums earlier. Frankie LaRocca handled the drums on he was playing with Scandal at the time, Warrior and shooting at the walls. I don't think they had got to that yet. But anyway, the song itself, Locomotive. It's in my top 5 hair metal songs.
Yeah.
What say you guys? You guys, I think I have something coming at me here from both of you.
I love that song. Like that is, man, it might be my number one Bon Jovi song.
I mean, we used to play it, Glenn.
Yeah.
When we were in high school.
I can't get enough of that song.
Yeah.
Really? You guys used to play it?
Yeah.
When we on the couple of occasions we had a keyboard player. It was like, we get to play Runaway. I love that song. And that era Bon Jovi, the earlier era, I think I would call hair metal. Basically, Slippery When Wet On, I would not call them hair metal. Only because I don't think they fit my criteria because of Alec John Such. He didn't have long hair.
Disqualified.
Short hair.
Wow.
Short hair.
One guy in the band.
Whatever. Not really. I didn't. I thought when Slippery When Wet happened, it wasn't quite metal enough for me. It wasn't. It was more poppy. But I do think of what was it, 1700 Fahrenheit? And I think of that as that's more in the hair metal.
The
genre.
second album.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this was pre that.
Yeah,
this was
exactly.
before that,
it teed it up. It teed it up.
Yeah.
It teed up a lot, actually.
It did.
I mean, and the debut Bon Jovi album is, I think it's good. I think it's the best one.
We're gonna swing it over to Dave for number 3.
Number 3. We're gonna kick it back to Michael Wagner, along with Neil Kernan.
Ooh.
This is 1985. This is The Hunter by Dawkins.
But then the shadows fall, and I'm gone.
on the Under Lock and Key record. This is my favorite Dawkins song. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Yep.
The whole band is credited with songwriting. I said my favorite Dawkins song. I love George Lynch's playing on this song. It's so tasteful. Where sometimes, as I've listened to Dawkins in my later years, George can go a little too far sometimes, but not on this tune. He's perfectly tasteful. He's not overdone. Don's performance is great. I actually feel like in this one, he's really singing with emotion and he's not like performative in any way, because sometimes you can get that. But yeah, I just love this song so much. It's the perfect representation of what they actually were. You know, I know they did a lot of the ballads and that stuff, and I feel like they were a little bit heavier than that in Down Deep. And I think The Hunter is a perfect example of it. And I know, Jim, you were talking about the video of Runaway, but I did rewatch this video, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Isn't Jeff in a box?
Yeah, there's like they're all kind of doing their own things. Like Mick is like roaming the streets, and like at one point he like kicks a can on the street. Like and then Jeff is a caged animal, which I don't understand. Like, and then he escapes and they hunt him down.
Yeah.
And then George is driving around in his Ferrari, and then Don's just in the desert on his motorcycle. It makes no sense whatsoever. But
and all of that was written down into treatment. And everyone, you know, the label's like, here they give a pile of music video treatments and they pick that one.
Like, how about I can drive around a Ferrari?
Jeff,
cool. All right, I'm in.
Jeff, get in the box, Jeff. Get in the box.
Get in the box.
Act like a squirrel. But it's just, I mean, and the album's great. And I think, you know, Neil Kernan and Michael Wagner, they know how to do it. They get the most out of the bands they work with. You know, it's certainly true here. Great record. I love this song.
Yeah, that is an amazing production.
Yeah, 100%.
It really is. I mean, like kind of best in show in the genre. I mean, Under Lock and Key as a whole just sounded so much better than most of the others.
It did. Yeah. I think too, like, Mick is kind of like an underrated drummer too. I always like Mick.
Absolutely.
I think you always like Mick. Like a great musicianship across the board. Jeff's an amazing musician. George Lynch is an amazing guitar player. You know, it just never quite happened for them. You know, they were close, but they never got over that last hill. You know.
Yeah. So. Well, and then, you know, by the time things got to that place where maybe they could have,
right.
You know, internal issues and whatnot, just couldn't go on anymore.
Yeah.
Really a great example of one song away, because they had such a deep library of great songs that they just needed that one that delivered to the masses, sort of, you know?
Yeah.
And then the masses show up, they want to hear that, you know, that one massive song, but they're happy to, then they discover all that other great material that they hadn't heard yet.
Yeah. But the Hunter is great. It's such a great tone and vibe. I love it too. The drum sound, that was nearly on my top 5 drum sounds.
Yeah.
Specifically for the Hunter. I mean, I think the drum sound on Under Lock and Key is incredible all the way through. Yeah. But if I were to pick one, it'd probably be the Hunter.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 3.
All right, the Hunter. Dawkins. Yeah. Dave's number 3. Glenn, you're up.
Well, let's keep going with Michael Wagner.
Wow,
I kind of knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen because the man had his hands in so much hair metal. You know?
He did.
So my number 3 is Wait by White Lion.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah. There's the hair
Dave,
and the stare.
I think they're meeting all the requirements.
I think they're meeting the requirements.
I think there's a lot. All the boxes are checked. I see the stare, the hair, and the flare.
I just went bananas over this tune when I first heard it. And, you know, Dave, was I making the band play it? Did everyone want to play it? Or was there... So when Dave and I were in a band in high school... Hearing this tune, I immediately was like, we have to play this one.
He made me play it. He made me learn. It's not an easy song for a guitar player.
But you have to learn that solo.
I did learn the solo. I mean, I faked certain parts of it, but I learned most of it.
That's a tough one.
I mean, I think these guys had it all. Yeah, starting with Vito Bratta's guitar playing. I mean, holy shit. Yeah, that solo ranks so high for me. It's easily one of my favorite guitar solos ever recorded. But I mean, Mike Tramp, what an amazing frontman.
Yeah.
You know, like just kind of for the time and the genre, everything that was going on, could you have a better frontman? I just don't think so. In 1987?
No,
I mean, he had everything. He had the looks, he had the voice. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed to have his act together.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't falling
Talk
around
about leather
all over the
pants,
place.
man. We used to joke about like, I've never seen tighter leather pants in my life. In the weight video, holy shit. We used to get such a kick out of that. Like, look at this guy. No fear.
None. No fear whatsoever.
Yeah. I love, and this is, you know, I always liked looking at liner notes and whatnot. And after a while, you start noticing the Michael Wagner credit everywhere, you know, and this one, with a lot of them, he was credited this way. Michael Wagner for Double Trouble Productions Incorporated. I always love that. You know, like the producers had their production companies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he went.
Tom Werman, Julia's Music, I think it was.
It's an amazing production. I remember specifically the background vocals sound great.
Oh man, the background vocals are so good.
It's a great tune. Great tune.
That's a great one. One I've always played. That's always on a playlist of mine. You know, when I want to go back and rock, that one's always on it. So my number 3 is Modern Day Cowboy by Tesla.
It's a showdown in a no man's land for the cowboy of the modern day.
Nice.
Their debut album, Mechanical Resonance, released in 1986 on Geffen Records, produced by and mixed by Steve Thompson and Michael Barbiero. Thing is that this track goes a lot deeper than I think a lot of people maybe take the time to give to realize. It has a lot going on both musically and lyrically. So the lyrics, you know, take the Wild West cowboy archetype and show how, you know, the same violent power struggles repeat throughout history. You have your cowboys, and then it moves on to like your mafia gangsters, and it goes all the way up to global nuclear superpowers. And I just think it was a very clever chronology to write a song around. You know, they weren't just writing about just whatever, parties and debauchery and whatever. It's kind of like the Who. It reminded me of the classic Who lyric from the Who, "Meet the new boss, same as the old boss." Mm-hmm. And it was kind of the same. I mean, that wasn't the inspiration for this song. This was inspired by it was written and recorded in the heat of the Cold War. I just think the track has, you know, great contrasts and dynamics. It starts with the head spinning guitar licks, you know, and then the bombast. Then the riffs kick in over this driving gallop rhythm, which to me, again, brilliant, because you got the gallop, there was time, there was intention in this song. The producers, the band, the musicians, every individual said, let's make this something smart. Like, let's, you know, okay, well, it's a Western thing. Okay, we're going to have a gallop rhythm. Okay, we're going to break it down in the verse after all this bombast. We're going to break it down and play acoustic guitar and sound like we're in a Western. And you can, all of a sudden, as soon as he starts singing, it's like tumbleweeds, you know, going through the dust. And so for me, it was just in the guitar solo, Dave. I don't know.
It's unbelievable guitar solo. Amazing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fantastic. I'm glad you approved, because I know 100%. It's not technical fireworks, but I listened to this so many times, and then I started, trying to dig up videos, and it's, two guitars, playing a harmony about half of the time, and then it switches to the one guitar. It was one of the first concerts I ever saw too. They opened up for David Lee Roth on the Eat 'em and Smile tour. I saw in Ann Arbor, Michigan, with Bissonette and Sheehan and Steve Vai, whatever, for Roth, and it was a great concert, and it just to me, I think I just want to say, I think if anyone wanted proof that the hair metal era could produce songs of real substance, I think Modern Day Cowboy is Exhibit A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
a gigantic song.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's such a great intro too with the guitars, and it just hits. Yeah, and it was so different too from what was around at the time. A little more stripped down, a little more natural totally sounding. And then they kick in the USA, the USSR. So great. Yeah, it's a great singer. I think that band is a really underrated band, and that tune, it's another one that just gets me amped up. It's really amazing. Yeah. That's a great one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was definitely in consideration for my list.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Okay. I had no idea. We've never discussed that song. I didn't know if it was, too bluesy, they were, I felt like they were a little apart from that scene, they weren't in with Sunset Strip. You listen to that record and it's different. It's different than a lot of the stuff that was out at the time.
It is. Yeah.
So that's my number 3, Modern Day Cowboy by Tesla.
That's great. Great one. Love that song.
Cool. And Dave is up for number 2.
This is Round and Round by Rat.
I knew right from the beginning that you would end up winning. I knew right from the start you'd put an arrow through my heart.
Out of the Cellar, 1984, produced by Beau Hill, which I don't think we've mentioned Beau Hill yet, but
he's been on here.
He's another big one. He's up there with Wagner. What can you say about the song? It was a massive hit, great riff. I always felt Rat had that one step above everyone musicianship-wise. Their riffs were just a little cooler. They just performed a little better. Warren DeMartini is a fantastic guitar player. And my favorite thing about this song, Glenn, you'll know this, is the ghost note kick.
Ghost note kick.
It's what separates the men from the boys. Really.
It is my absolute favorite song about this about this song. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's in the verses. Doom, doom.
I could go on forever about Bobby Blotzer's finesse, feel, and swing and bounce.
Yeah. Again, a music video that is insane. Milton Berle is in it.
Yeah. How did they?
And he cross dresses at one point, and then Warren DeMartini falls through the ceiling and plays the guitar solo, and then at the end, a girl molts into a rat. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Peeling the stuff off.
Peeling the stuff off.
That was one of the early that was like a movie. That was like a film compared to the other videos. It was. They ran that thing every hour.
Early. That was happening before the explosion of hair metal.
Yeah, it was early 84.
83, wasn't it? I thought it was 80.
84.
84. Yeah, laid the groundwork.
It did. But that's, I think Rat kind of came. I mean, they lasted all the way through that because I think they were a little. Like I said, they're a little bit above everybody else, just a step above.
Yeah.
Well, DeMartini. The whole band. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Juan's dancing on stage, but
But he was
pretty good bass player.
I liked Juan's enthusiasm. I did.
Yeah,
I liked some of his moves.
He was fine.
Wow.
But
okay.
But they always had great. I mean, this song just it's their quintessential song. It's their number one.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
it's,
it's
a hit. It's a
full-blown
massive hit.
Yeah.
It's still,
it's a hit beyond the genre.
Yeah,
Oh,
you could play that
everyone-
song for Taylor Swift for the first time, and she would be like, "Oh yeah, that's a hit."
She probably likes it now. I'm sure everyone knows this song. It's been around forever. And they could swing. Like they had
That's
a
the
feel
thing.
and a groove.
That honestly separated them from like almost anybody.
Yeah, that some of these bands just didn't have. That they
Very
could do
few
it.
Could
They
swing.
could do
Very
it.
few. They didn't have
Yeah.
any desire to, and
Yeah.
it just came natural to them. They just
Yeah.
had that freaking bounce all the time. Even when it was straight, it had
Yeah.
a bounce.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the ghost note kick.
Yeah.
All right, that was my number 2, Glenn.
All right.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is 10,000 Lovers in One by TNT.
I knew.
10,000 lovers in one. 10,000 lovers. 10,000.
I knew TNT would be here
I
somewhere.
was starting to get a little concerned. Glenn was going to leave him behind. TNT.
Not a chance.
No, Tony Harnell has to be on the list.
Not a chance.
Yeah. All the requirements are met.
Yeah. Well, and this poster is behind me, but
That's true. Like, how could you leave them off if the poster's on your wall?
yeah, this is a UK promo copy.
Nice.
So, man, it's perfect. It's just perfect. This is 1987, which is 88, 87. It's a sweet spot for hair metal. It really is.
yeah.
Produced by Bjorn Nesjo, who also, Jim, I know you're familiar with this. Dave, I think you might be. Stage Dolls.
Yeah. Stage Dolls was in consideration, but I consider
Yeah.
them
Boy.
pop metal, pure
Yeah,
pop metal.
not quite hair metal with those guys.
Love
they were
Cries?
kind of like,
Ooh,
Love Cries.
Love
They were
Cries.
kind of like a pop metal Bryan Adams, I thought. But,
Yeah. But Norwegian, I believe.
yeah. So, but the sound of that record, very similar to TNT Tell No Tales. Ronnie Latecro, right? The guitar player for TNT. The pronunciation of his name, I went bananas today trying to make sure that I get it right, because it's kind of like growing up saying Neil Peart and finding out it's Neil Peart, right? So
Did you
I
shoot
forget
off
when
a
it
couple
was.
emails, Glenn?
Ronnie.
Jim, I did. No, but not today though. Not today.
Oh,
I have had email correspondence with him.
With Ronnie.
Somewhere in my YouTube vortex one night, someone said Ronnie Latecro. And I go, oh, that's weird. And then I heard it again. And I'm like, is it Latecro? Have I been pronouncing it wrong all these years?
30 years.
And then, whatever, time goes by. And then I hear other people saying Latecro again. I'm like, but, okay, let me get to the bottom of this. So today I did a freaking deep dive. And I found a radio station ID with him and Tony Harnell.
saying his name.
He said his
And he
name.
said Latecro.
Latecro.
And then I found live footage of Tony saying Latecro.
Latecro. Interesting. I would never say it that way.
I'm still not confident in saying it that way though. But
he said
anyway,
it.
so
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to switch gears now and say Ronnie Latecro.
Okay.
The guitar playing on 10,000 Lovers, the solo I think is freaking amazing. The riff, it just defines hair metal riff to me. And Tony's voice, he's just like the perfect metal singer for me with that high register, just a pitch perfect sound. Very clean, tight, like, and I mentioned how the drums lock with the guitar. Like it's yes, Morty Black, the bass player, is great, but what you notice is Diesel Dahl, the drummer, and Ronnie, the way they lock together.
And you discovered this at when it came out. You saw this on
Yeah.
Headbangers Ball or something.
Yeah. So
Dave, you were because you guys were in bands together. When you were kids.
I know.
So this was something that just passed you by. You were too into the Hunter, or was
No,
was this?
I have nothing but respect for TNT. Ronnie Latecro is a fantastic guitar player. Tony Harnell is a great singer. It for some reason it just I don't know, it was just a little too far left or something. Like it just was not quite in my lane. I don't know what it was, but I got it. Like they are very precise. very clean sounding. For some reason, it just was right to the side of where I was going.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
There is interestingly with that song in particular, which is a great, I think you can't really argue.
Yeah.
It's a great, it's obviously a great song, but it's, in terms of the structure of the pop, but it definitely does have a pop. It's a pop. It could be their pop rock song.
Yeah.
I mean, they have harder stuff, obviously, much harder.
Yeah.
But it's structured. I don't know, Dave, if at that time you were more into the harder. Well, of course, Glenn, you were too. So, I mean, I think maybe you were more accepting of the pop kind of stuff. Yeah,
but nothing but respect for it. I totally get it.
Yeah,
and
don't.
I have to. Honestly, I should just go back and start listening again to that stuff because I did like it then. It just didn't quite catch on totally.
Well, and I love the sound of this record.
Yeah.
It's just so punchy. And
who produced it?
It's a Norwegian guy, Bjorn Nesjo.
They're Norwegian. I thought they were Swedish.
They're Norwegian, except for Tony, who's from San Diego area.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Did he mix it too, or is this another case of no one knows who mixed it?
Well, this is it's funny. It's just said in the credits it says engineered by Rune the Chef Nordahl,
and then produced, and then there's no mixer listed.
I didn't see a mixing credit, but the mix, I love the freaking mix. It actually stood out in a way because of the production, because it wasn't quite like the rest of what you were hearing. But fit right in the genre.
TNT,
nice.
Glenn's
TNT.
number 2.
Very nice.
10,000 lovers.
10,000 lovers.
In one.
All right, Jim, you're number 2.
Okay, well, this one, actually my next 2, I think there could be some debate on whether or not they're considered hair metal or not, but I put my number 1 and number 2 picks are because I think they're the blueprints for hair metal. My number 2 is Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Metal won't stop healing. Life's a fantasy. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
Off of Blizzard of Oz, which was going to be the name of the band. But
Yes, it was.
Didn't quite turn out that way.
Somebody intervened. Okay. So there are a lot of Ozzy songs that could have made this list for me, because obviously he ended up going, into a phase where it was definitely hair metal, I would say, right? I mean,
Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Crazy Train might seem like low-hanging fruit because it's such a big song. It's so massive. Just stop for a second and think about this. 4.5 decades. Mm-hmm. 4.5 decades ago, this song was made. It's so good still to this day.
It's literally a timeless classic.
Yeah. It's an anthem. It's an anthem.
It's an unlikely song too. I love that about it. It really didn't hit at the time. I mean, how at a time when, your lyrics are about the Cold War, you have a neoclassical mind-melting guitar solo, you're going to get this on the radio. Ozzy was an absolute train wreck at the time, a disaster, which is what Bob Daisley, the bassist who wrote the lyrics, brilliantly mirrored the craziness of what was going on in the world with Ozzy's craziness. Produced by Max Norman, Ozzy, Randy, and Bob. Ozzy, Randy, and Bob wrote the music. Bob wrote the lyrics. Bob Daisley was a great lyricist. I mean, he really wrote some really...
And not enough people know it.
Yeah.
That's the game. Exactly.
That's why I love this song. I always have. It talks about the snake oil preachers, and it talks about basically it's all getting lied to and just things derailing because of and it just I guess it's just second verse same as the first in terms of what's been going on for the last 40 years, and now here we are where we're at right now. But
well, it's probably because why it's lasted so long, because it's very common themes of just living in the world. The same thing happens over and over again.
It's arguably the biggest metal song of all time.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, and I think to put a button on that whole thing, it doesn't really matter what you categorize that song as.
True.
It's just one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah.
You could call it a pop song if you wanted to. Maybe not even pop rock. You just call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it. It's just fantastic all the way around. So we're going to the number one zone now.
Number one. When I think of who are the grandfathers of true hair metal, this band is it. And this song is it to me. This is 1981, Live Wire, Motley Crue. This checks every box and then some. They were super flare. The flair was off the charts. They had hair. They had the look. They had everything.
Off the charts.
Off the charts. And this song, to me, was like what Motley Crue truly is. The riff, the attitude, the speed, the double kick, the energy, the cowbell. The cowbell, Glenn. I didn't even know you could use cowbell in fills before this song. The music video where they're lighting things on, Nikki Sixx is on fire. Like it was like, what the hell is this? Mick Mars, I love Mick Mars, and he's playing his black Les Paul in the video. The riff that's tuned down and just on fire. I love this song from the first time I heard it. It's just amazing. Live Wire, Motley Crue.
Nice. I mean,
It's a heavy hitter.
It's a heavy hitter.
You can't, you could add several more boxes to your box list that has to be checked off. There's many more you could add that they fill, that they check.
There's very little that's more rock and roll than that.
Right. It's just, it had all the, I think it's just so raw. It's so raw and just comes straight towards you. It's also Mick for me. Like I should have put Mick on the underrated guitar players list, but
they would be Mick. They would easily be on my list. I mean, Shout Out the Devil I probably played that record more than any other record in the 80s. But I'm so mad at them I can't. So I'll leave that alone.
In spite of.
Yep, they were left off because I'm so mad at them that I can't. I couldn't.
Is there a specific?
So many things I'm angry with them about. What
infraction pissed you off the most?
I don't want to sully your. I don't want to. No.
There's so many.
I don't want to sully your choice, but let's just leave it at that.
Well, just put an end. Put an end to it. Like just put a marker where it's over, and then forget about everything else. Because
I've forgotten about everything past Shout At the Devil. I don't. Past that, I don't care.
No, I'm a big Theater of Pain.
Theater of Pain,
fan.
or maybe
but that's where it ends for me.
Good. I don't know.
I don't like Dr. Feelgood. I don't like Girls. I mean, I like some songs.
I like Wild Side.
I like some songs.
I like Wild Side, and I like Kickstart My Heart.
Kickstart My Heart.
Girls as an album, though.
Ooh.
Woo! I mean, it is awful.
It's
other than the
bad.
hits. It's awful.
I heard Same Old Situation off Dr. Feelgood. That song is atrocious.
Oh,
it's terrible.
It's a stinker.
I have to tell you guys why Motley Crue is not on my list. I need to share this with you.
Oh, I thought it was going to be. I thought they'd be your number one.
I had to come to grips with the fact they're not going to be on my list. Too Fast for Love, glam, pop metal, shock rock vibes. Too early. I just thought it's too early. It's too early for hair metal. Yes, we needed it for hair metal, but it's too early. Shout at the Devil, pure heavy metal. Theater Pain, signs of hair metal. And then by the time they hit hair metal, I'm like, I don't want any of those songs on my list. So that's how I did it.
Okay.
Right or wrong, that's how I didn't worry about putting them on my list.
Okay.
Because it was a bit of a struggle. Like, because you guys know how much I love Too Fast for Love and Shout the Devil.
It was a struggle.
You just couldn't pick a song.
You couldn't do it.
No, because I kind of see hair metal a little differently. So
I mean,
But I do think they did dabble in hair metal. They just weren't doing good.
It wasn't any by that time. It wasn't any good. No, I get it. You could say the first record is that a little bit more glam coming out of like the 70s, the shock rock. But to me, it was like, I guess I go back to my criteria. It fit all the criteria, and that's just that song I love so much. So I'm putting it in.
Yeah.
And we said that at the top. This is a genre that has a lot of wiggle.
The lines are blurred.
It's very blurry.
Yeah.
They certainly, I think even Glen would say, they certainly had a toe in it. They were dipping a toe in hair metal.
And in many ways paved the way.
Right. I don't think anyone would have called. I don't even think that term wasn't around for until years later.
It was around then. Yeah, I suppose you're right. You could say it was a little too early for that, but...
Oh, you're really going to like my number one then.
It's okay. Well, it doesn't. We're not there yet. Glen has to say his number one.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna be mad about it.
You gonna rip me a new one?
No.
Wait, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Oh,
number one.
Well, my number one is "In My Dreams" by Dokken.
Now that is hair metal.
I don't think anyone did this better than Dokken. I really don't. I think this tune is just it's a perfect pop tune, I think. And it was just packaged in their sound, and their sound just happens to be the quintessential hair metal sound for me. I just think they did it better than most everybody. Everyone felt pressure to look a certain way at this time, right? I mean, do you? Let's
fit in.
Let's look for a bit.
Yeah. How do you not fit in? At that point, you have to. Imagine trying to get signed if you didn't look like that in 1985 or whatever.
I like the
that cover was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So again, the Michael Wagner, Neil Kernan combo here just delivered hair metal perfection. If I was only allowed to have one Dokken song, it would be "In My Dreams."
Yeah, that's a good one. That was in the pantheon of like that song in that time, and what age I was and where I was as a guitar player was like, it didn't get any better than that.
Yeah, and I'm such a sucker for this sort of lyric content.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, I just
We know.
yeah.
I mean, I knew that this song would be on the list. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. It's number one.
Glen's number one, Dokken in My Dreams. Dave's number one, Motley Crue Livewire. My number one, gonna rub your rhubarbs here. I think.
Let's hear it.
Based on my Ozzy pick, but I will just preface this with, when you've heard a song thousands of times, and they often lose something, along the way, because you get used to hearing them. You sort of dismiss things, you forget about things. It just kind of becomes, wallpaper. Even if it's a great song, but this song does not allow you to do that. Its energy is so relentless and infectious that it just feels like it requires, your attention even more all these years later. It was released in September of 1978, which I know predates hair metal. But as you said though, Glen,
The first one out of the 80s.
78.
It's not in the 80s.
78, and
My
I think I know where we're going.
And to me, this is the blueprint, and it even inspired Randy Rhoads. 3 chords and the truth, simple song, maybe one of the more simple songs they ever wrote, but this is Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen. I think it checks every box and then some. I think if you don't have this song, you might not have Crazy Train. You might not have everything that came after it. I think these guys were from Pasadena, California. They were playing the Sunset Strip at the time. I think they had the look. They were wearing all those clothes that were worn by everybody that preceded them. They all had the hair. The video was live, Dave. It was a live performance. We checked that box.
Check.
They actually wrote, it was one of the more simple songs I think that they came up with because as legend has it, supposedly they were trying to actually make a satire of a punk song and write a song with a couple of chords. Ended up being 3 chords, but Ted Templeman produced it. There has to be a starting point for hair metal, right? There has to be a point where it started. They didn't know they were starting that. They were just a rock, let's just do this. And what their look was, what their sound was, what their Eddie's influence was on every single guitar player that came after him. And Dave's look and his showmanship was something every lead singer wanted to be and look like and do. And, Ted Templeman, who ironically, I didn't know this, he worked with Sammy Hagar first in 1973 on the Montrose debut record. And I didn't realize that. And he cites Ain't Talking About Love as his absolute favorite Van Halen track himself. So I feel like I'm in good company here. Ted says this is, fairly simple solo, Dave. The guitar solo is not one of his more complicated, crazy guitar solos.
Well, because it's not needed. It's not needed in that song.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say like how many bands wanted to be Van Halen that then were hair metal bands. The one I'm thinking that jumps off the page to me is Poison. Like Poison wanted to be Van Halen, and it was just like, you're not.
I don't think they came close.
They're striving to be Van Halen without an Eddie Van Halen.
Because I said earlier like in doing my research and like listening to a lot of things, the Poison came up all the time, and they tried to do like that like swinging sort of thing, and I was just like, I think I literally said out loud, I'm like, you're not Van Halen. Stuff like that. So yeah, they were a precursor to everything, that people tried to emulate but they never could, And that song, I love that song.
It's a great song.
It's a great riff. Eddie plays the crap out of it. Like it's a great vocal performance.
I think it's true. There would be none of that without them. So it's kind of like they did a version of hair metal before hair metal, and then it took a while. For it to freaking simmer and then explode.
Well, it takes a while to catch up to Eddie, to catch up to Eddie Van Halen, David Lee Roth, Michael Anthony, Alex Van Halen. I mean, you can't catch up to those guys.
Well, and it is an important ingredient, I think. I'm certain you would never catch me with anyone on my hair metal list that didn't have a fucking great guitar player. It just it wouldn't happen. Hair metal without a guitar solo, it doesn't. It's not. This is not a thing. There were bands that struggled with getting one in there, and there were bands that got people replaced in the studio to get there.
Yeah. But I feel like Van Halen, if you listen to particularly that track, it is the template. It is the foundation. It is the blueprint for what bands would try to do in the hair metal era.
Along these lines, I would also argue that Photograph is another blueprint for the entire sound of the genre.
Certainly the poppier side of it,
Yeah, honestly, Def Leppard was tough for me to keep out of this, but I had to.
Because I can't refer to them as hair metal. They're a strange one because maybe they came in with a new wave of British heavy metal, but they were the pop element of it.
I don't even call them metal. Like it's not. They're more of just a rock band to me.
Yeah, but those sounds, the sounds are all what everything was built on for the everybody else following it. I mean,
but there wasn't. I don't know. There was a different. They had a different sound, a different attitude behind them.
Well, it's British.
That it's British
because how many British bands are part of hair metal?
Not a lot. Yeah, and it wasn't as like and I mean this in a. it's going to sound weird, but there was nothing cheap about Def Leppard. Like, they didn't go for the
Pour
easy
Some
riff.
Sugar on Me is pretty cheap.
Sure. But I mean, like, Photograph or, like, you know, Hysteria. Like they didn't go for, like, the cheap riff, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, where some of these bands did. They went for the easy way out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't think Mutt allowed that.
Right.
Well, that's the other part of this is Mutt, like, I think he kind of showed that you can take these pop sensibilities and masterful production and apply it to these kinds of bands
Yeah.
that hadn't really been done that way before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely consider them as well. I kind of landed where Dave did and I think you did as well, Glenn, because they didn't make your list either. But, yeah, no doubt they had a ton of great songs.
Also, Phil Collins doesn't have the hair.
Oh,
No.
that's true. Yeah,
That's his qualifying factor.
Yeah.
Dave. Whoosh.
Sorry, Phil.
One that was really tough for me because they have a couple really hard, like really rockin' songs. And the guitar player in the band is one of the best, Brad Gillis. Night Ranger's a really tricky one.
They're metal adjacent.
Yeah, they're not. I thought about them too. They're
They
just
have the
not
hair.
quite.
They all
they're
have
not
the hair.
quite-
Yeah, but something
not quite
kept them
metal
out
enough.
of metal.
Yeah,
But Brad Gillis was always included in a metal guitar player discussion.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
part. He was part of that group
Part of the
of
crew.
guys. Was like,
Yeah,
are
he was
such-
invited to Stars.
Stars,
The
yeah.
Well, hey, you know.
Well, this is the thing about metal with the subgenres, because it's really
it's a lot.
you just go deep on the subgenres with metal.
Well, and everything can cross. Everything can cross over.
Yeah, there's a lot of
too.
crossover.
You know?
I definitely veered away from anything sleazy for hair metal. I just made a rule for
Yeah,
myself.
like I didn't even consider like Guns N' Roses or anything in that kind of vein.
Yeah.
Too like down and dirty. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of was on the fence with Skid Row on that one because I thought they were a little, but I feel like they, image-wise and everything else, I felt like they still fit in the hair metal thing.
I think not enough spandex for Skid Row for me.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on Top 5 Hair Metal Songs. Top 5 Hair Metal Songs. It was fun, guys. I had a good time. Did you guys enjoy?
I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It was delightful. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Please subscribe. We'll talk to you next time.
I meant to bring this up in my dreams discussion. This ties into our Kiss Destroyer shootout, talking about Japanese pressings and Obi strips. So let me share with you the underlocking key.
Who got cut out? Who got cut?
George is going to be pissed. Jeff, poor Jeff. Oh, Jeff.
Now let me show you guys how I keep the record. I don't do this for everybody.
But
Jeff Pilson, if
Jeff
you're listening,
needs, Jeff
I don't do this for everybody, man.
Jeff commands respect.
Jeff, the most successful guy in the
there you
band,
go.
probably.
Yeah.
This is what I do for Jeff.
Oh, that's very sweet. Look at that, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's a friend.
I don't like moving my Obies. I really don't.
Yeah?
You had to for that
I
one.
will. But sometimes I'll move them and put them back.
Yeah.
But this one, I just leave it. There's one more thing, though, you guys, I got to point out. I would like you to notice that George is wearing a matching Obi.
Oh, he is. Yeah. With a black sash.
Oh,
He's got a sash.
a matching Obi.